Paragon Traders, how you doing? It's Matt. Um, it is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Wanted to walk you through a couple things. This is TraderSync, by the way, the new preferred journal, and I'll show you several reasons, but I'll show you my old TradeBench account here. And if any of you that have used this, you know that you have to first configure strategies. Then you have to configure checklists. Then you have to have labels for entries and exits and templates and brokers. And it's such a pain just to get going. And then once you do a trade, you have to go in 3 different times for the same trade. And then, just to get the trade executed in your journal. And then if you want to, explain why you got in, why you get out, you cut and paste a chart. Well, I'm going to show you this today. And it takes so much time out of it. And I thought what I'd do first of all is actually, so I have some trades here that, let's see, replay trade. We're going to go to the Aussie CAD. So you need to have at least a Pro subscription. So I have Pro Plus, but you have to have at least a Pro subscription to have this replay function. But if I go to Aussie CAD, go to replay, I believe it was November 9th. Let's go ahead and auto here. And it was this low base here. So what I'll just do is kind of draw the base. All right, there's the base. So, and you'll have to write things down, as far as where you want your entry. And then obviously your stop will be at the top of the base, the resistance. But yeah, and then you place the bar, place this blue bar, vertical bar, to start on any one of them. Now notice that made all of the future candles disappear. Now we're going to trade it as if it were real time. And this is for, again, the replay or the backdated simulator trades. And there's a reason we do this. Obviously, you can see what happens. So you can kind of tell, when to get out. But people think, well, that defeats the purpose because you're not actually learning. Well, actually you are. When you're brand new to this, you can start to notice commonalities in a great exit point and a good entry point. And that's what we want to accomplish with these back trades. It's not that we're asking you, to apply the honor system and not, try not to look forward. That's not it at all. We know that everybody probably remembers the candles that were after that. We just want everyone to see what can happen with these trades when you enter them correctly. So we're going to write this down. The entry is 0.91705. And this is Aussie CAD. All right, so we'll hit play. And as soon as it looks like we get triggered, which looked like it was right there. So 1400 on the 9th of November. You come into TraderSync, the journal, and this is This is my simulator journal. I have a separate account for Forex and options, but you can create different portfolios. This is my options trading real account. And the cool thing, that's another thing that TradeBench cannot do. I have my Forex and my options journals directly tied to the broker. So all of my trades are pulled in automatically. So you don't even have to enter in anything. All of the commissions, your entry, your exits, your legs in, they all get calculated automatically and entered. So, but what you do is you come up here. So you'll come up here on the right and you'll hit add trade. Make sure this says Forex and it's whatever portfolio you want. We are in Aussie CAD. Multiplier 1. And we are selling because it's a low basing pattern. And it was the 9th. And it was at 1400 hours. So enter that. Volume. Let's see what I have here. So 30,000. Position. Price. What did I write down? 0.91708. Don't worry about commissions or fees. Press save. So that saves the first part of it. Now you'll see we have this open trade here. Come in here and we'll go back into the replay simulator. So now we've entered and you can see it forms. All right, what is that? You can either call that a bear rally or another low base. So if you did want to leg in, which this is an actual trade of mine, so if you did want to leg in, then your second leg would be 2200 hours at that price. And now, of course, you bring the stop down to the high of that low base. So then we go back into our, and here's the price right here, 91587. So we'll come in here, we'll do another sell. Make sure it says 4X, don't worry about that, that'll bring that down. The 9th, 2200 hours. 02 is fine. And I did price, the original, and it was 0.91587. Just doesn't matter. Just simulator. All right, so it's got that so far. And by the way, under setups, you may not have any in there yet, but you can, what you can do is you can see I've already created a low basing pattern setup in here. So you just click on that. That's the setup. All right, let's go back to the chart and keep replaying it. It's looking good. All right, couple things. What looks bad about this chart at this point? Something I notice is this right here all of a sudden jumps up. Now that'll happen, but it did happen on higher volume than the 4 bars before it, which is alarming. So it's higher volume, popped way up on the RSI, went sideways, a little down, but look what the histogram is showing us. Sellers are losing conviction and we're losing the presence of sellers. Meanwhile, buyers have gone dark green, gaining conviction, more presence, and look at this volume. That's greater than any volume we see in the recent past. So I got out at, where did I get out? At 91542. So 9154. Right? So we come into our TraderSync journal, and to exit the trade, we buy 4x. That's on the 10th, and that was at 0600. Anytime around there's fine. Now make sure you account for, this will show your net position. So we did 30, we did 60, so we're short 90. So we have to buy back 90. And then the price was 0.91542. Right. Zeros in for these. And once you hit this, once the trade is complete and you've flattened it, as they say, then this will populate. Okay? If this doesn't populate, that means something went wrong. Usually it's because you still have some units left over that didn't get netted to zero. If this seems totally out of whack, then maybe the prices you were entering, maybe, I hit a zero here. And let's see what that does. Yeah, suddenly I made 59,000 on that trade. So that doesn't seem right. So let's go ahead and put the right price in there. Let's see. Okay. So go back to our dashboard. And there it is. So the cool thing about this, you can sort by setup. So I've got one high basing in here, one breakout above resistance, a couple Bollinger Band squeeze trades in here, low basing patterns. And the more you get in here, so you're doing 50 of each one of these, right? 24 backdated, and then, or 25, and then 25 in real time. So that is how you do the replay function. Okay, you just play it and pause it when it hits your target or your stop, and record those numbers in your journal. Oh, by the way, this is another reason I got out. I'm seeing all this bullish action. These crossed, RSI is going up, and then we have an announcement on the Aussie. I don't want to be in a trade when a red announcement's coming up. Because as it turns out, that was an unemployment rate, and it was greater than expected. So let's just see what happened there. Speed it up a little bit here. There's the announcement. Yep. So greater than expected means, well, because I don't know what the expectation was. I know what the expected number was, but I don't know what was priced into the currency pair going into that announcement. That's why I don't try to make predictions. Whenever I trade a news event, I trade it with a bracket trade. So anyway, after you're done with a backdated trade, just hit X, you want to exit this mode? And it'll take you back to real time. And I'll get rid of those drawings. Now we're back in real time. All right. So that's how you do the backdated trades. Now the real time, obviously you use this function here. And I've traded with a lot of you. I mean, and since the market's closed right now, there's not much we can do. But let's see here. I have a bunch that I closed on Friday. So let's go to the Aussie Swiss one. And we'll do the 15 minutes. Yep, so it's a low base again. I'm going to bring this down. There we go. There's my entry. There's my exit. All right. So you come in here, my entry, and I think I've got this. Yes, I do. Okay, so I don't need to look at that. Remember, come up here, add trade. This is the Aussie Swiss. Player 1. What was that? That was the 25th. So it was Turkey Day at 23:01. Started out with 1,000. Price was 0.66506. This is actually a trade that I did. Commissions, don't worry about them in the simulator. All right, come back out to dashboard. You should see an open trade. There it is. Let's go back in and let's close it. I didn't leg in or anything. Thought I could take a night off from staying up all night trading. But let's see. I got out at 14:44, which is way too late to be getting out. I'm just glad I remembered. But I did not get the price I thought I was going to get because the spreads were so big. Because for y'all to answer that in your heads, I'm going to enter the price while you do that. Because at that point, there's no volume. When there's no volume, there's no liquidity. And when there's no liquidity, what happens to spreads? They get massive. So I ended up buying it back at a price way above where the current price was. But there's the gain, has your return, and this was another low basing pattern. Now, let me show you what happens. This is why you don't have to cut and paste the charts. So several minutes after you're done, I don't know why the SAR is doing this, but I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to do this and save as default. Okay. So it shows you okay, so yeah, here we go. It shows you where you entered. It shows you where you exited. And funny thing is this is a TradingView widget on their own system. Now you can have a running P&L in that. So for that trade, you can see your P&L as time went on. You can add images, you can add notes here. I mean, it's a great journal, but you're done. And now the trade we just did, the Aussie Swiss, we can come in here and the chart is now populated. And again, let's see. Oh, there. Let's see here. 15 minutes. Let's do 1 hour. Okay, that's where I sold, but okay, coming here to charts. 2 days. Let's do 3 days. Save changes. There we go. Let's go back into that. It showed where I got it, where I entered that short. But let's see. Oh, it did it. I'm going to get rid of SAR for now. There we go. All right, I got to go to 5 minute. Why is it not taking... settings. Parents. That's weird. It's not showing the date. Last value. Session breaks. Okay. That's not showing the 26th here. Oh, we have another chart down here. Yeah, it just shows when we got in. Come on. Scales placement. Symbol. Why is this not showing us the 26th? Date format. Scales text. Session breaks. Apply defaults. Not what I wanted. Time zone. Add chart. Let's see. 1 day. Time interval. 15 minutes. Did that get us our... It still doesn't have the 26th. All right, I'll have to figure that out. Let's see. Configure chart. Are you kidding me? Oh, we're okay. One week. We'll do 1 hour. Man, it does not want to show the 26th. Well, I will figure that out, and I will get that to you, because that's going to bug me. Anyway, 15 minutes. Anyway, shows our short. The 26th, it went lower and lower and lower. I wonder if it's something in here. Trade settings. Show pre and post market data in charts. I have no idea why that would matter. Still not showing it. Anyway, has a lot of great information in here, by the way. So if you do if you have your whole simulator journal and it's, starting to fill out very nicely, you'll get some pretty consistent, win percentage. You'll get your profit factor, which is a, huge number to have. Your reward to risk, which they call gain to pain. Your average return. It's a good metric to have. Your average hold time. It's another good metric. So you'll start to see what you're good at. Average winner hold time, 11 hours. Average losers, 20 minutes. Is that good or bad? I'd say that's good. We want to nip our losers fast. So let me come back in here. All right. So, this is another one I did while I was on a session the other day. And it was a Bollinger Band squeeze. You can see it, there's big squeeze here. There's another one down there, incidentally. But, I placed the Bollinger Bands, loosely outside, because I don't want to get a tail coming out like that and then get whipsawed. But you have one on both sides, and I got triggered here. So right there is where I got triggered on that candle. Great trade. Those are great short-term trades. And this is where I got out. And you can see my return was that. And I didn't leg in or anything. I just did the one entry. And that's the beauty of Forex right there. 500,000. So you guys that are doing DT4X probably wouldn't, if you did the $50,000 account, that's all in. And I wouldn't do that. But these are trades that if you make the bracket order, just keep it outside those lines. Again, my Bollinger Bands are set at three standard deviations, because I want to know 99.8% of the time those prices should be within the green bands. And when you see volatility this low, this is more the normalized volatility width. But when you see it come and squeeze that low, it might be a good time to place a bracket order. But don't keep it too tight. Don't ever put it right on the Bollinger Band, because we know that tails can come out. They don't do it very often, but you can see here that the tail will come out on a squeeze. See, and again, it wouldn't have hurt you, but if you had it right on the band there, you'd have gotten triggered here, and then it came back down. So you would have had to bear with the loss for a minute while it did all this. And I'm not sure most of us would have been able to do that. Plus, it's below the 50. So that's another problem. Anyway, let's see. What is this line here? Okay, that's Oh, that's the 50 moving average. Let's get rid of that because I do the 50 EMA. There we go. All right. So yeah, you'll have your the charts down here. Let's see if we can add the profit loss. There it is, running P&L. There it is. And those of you that have been trading a little while, simulator or live, you'll notice that when you enter a trade, usually at the start, your trade is negative. And that could be because maybe you entered a little too early, or it could just be a function of the spread. So give it a little time, give it a little room, and but it should start working in your favor pretty quickly. If it doesn't, bail. I mean, there's no reason to stick around and wait for it to hit your stop, but make sure you're seeing why you're bailing here. I mean, as we went into this weekend, look at what happened. We had everything was so grouped until 1 o'clock Mountain Time, right there on Friday. So yesterday. And then look what happens. From there, let's go to 15-minute. Drag it all the way back here. Coming up on it. Yep, there we go. So right there, maybe even further. There we go. Look at that slope of the yen. So the divergence between the Aussie and the yen, huge. And that happens about 1600 yesterday. So let's see what happened at 1600 on Friday. I'm sorry. On the 25th. Oh, this was actually Thanksgiving. Sorry. I told you I have no life and I trade. So at 1600, that's right there. Okay, that's when we should be watching this thing like a hawk for a couple reasons. One, look at that divergence. Let's measure the difference from here to there. So this has gone up 0.55%. This has gone down 0.49% from the beginning. So, whether you want to take this number or just add those two together, it's significant. And then, let's take it. Let's take it over here and see where we are over here. So now that's up. So at that point from our beginning, let's see, where would we begin? Right there. So that's kind of staying constant. Then it keeps going up. And look at, this is kind of crazy. It just keeps going up. Let's have it at 1600. Yep. Where is it there? So does anybody still doubt this way of finding good trades? Because at that point it's 2000 hours, and that's down. That's right here. So from 1600 to there, that's the divergence that happened. That is a massive divergence, by the way. 1.45%, huge, 145 pips. That's big. Let's keep it at 1600 and then move it. I mean, and it just keeps going. Look at this. So at 0:45, so 12:45 in the morning, you've got a divergence of 2.16%, 216 pips. That's massive. That's got to be down here. And it goes further. So please learn to use those baskets. I should not have gotten out where I got out. But I knew I wasn't going to be watching it, and man. But occasionally we will see these, the break off. So the Swiss against the Aussie, the yen against the Aussie, the pair that will not be named, CAD Swiss, would have been a great trade. And the Kiwi against the Swiss and the yen, all good trades. Now, I mean, you see more going on. So you'll see several different huddles as we go here. Here we go. I think I'm right there. So right there, if you hadn't entered yet, you've got a great break off. So this is the Aussie. Let's see. Let's put the Aussie right with the yen. Okay. So the yen spikes up, Aussie spikes down. So from here, you trade the Swiss, the purple, yen, euro. Pretty much you would have made money on any pair against the Aussie from that point forward. I hope you can see that. But then you'll get like little huddles. I'm not even going to circle it because I don't want to deal with it. But look at this little huddle here. CAD yen. Short the CAD, go long the yen. Where's another one? Let's see. So that may have been a nice short-term trade between the euro and the yen. I don't know if it went long enough, but look at the pound. The pound and the CAD. Look at this little huddle here. The pink and the red. Right there. Look at the pound. Just take off. CAD goes down all the way down here. So that's at 26th at 10:30. Let's look at the chart. Pound, CAD. At 10:30, there it is. So right there. So it bounces hard off of the 50. So test the 50, which is a great indicator that it still has room to go. And from there, sellers are dropping, buyers are stepping in. That's a riskier trade. I'm not sure I would have gotten in that, especially coming into the close until it got up around here. But we should have seen that. Down here is where it started. So 15:30 on the 25th. Let's see if we can see that. 15:30 on the 25th. All right, 15:30 on the 25th. I'm going to get rid of all except the pound and the CAD. All right. I'll get rid of this thing. Move drawings. Those. All right, 1530 right there. So you can see the divergence. I mean, the CAD just starts plummeting. And we've got by the end of this, we've got a 6.62, a 62 pip divergence. Where's 1530? Let's find that again, center it there. Now we have a 1.47, so 147 pip. And that's what we see indeed in the chart. Look at that. Look at that trend. It's awesome. All right, guys, just wanted to show you the TraderSync journal. Very much superior to TradeBench. TradeBench has actually been accidentally, is what I've been hearing, erasing people's accounts, so they lose all their journal. I don't want that to happen to anybody. That would make me livid. And remember, like I said, and I'll show you. So this is my options journal. Partners trading. All right. Why are they all out of whack? Oh, it's because there we go. So I've got my open trade still, but it's all being brought in by my broker. So you have, I've got 284 trades here year to date, and you start to get some pretty accurate numbers. And you can just go through and you got your win percentage. And that's what you'll see in your journal as you start to fill out, the 50 trades on each strategy. You'll get to know what you're good at, which strategy you're best at. Whether you're good at, picking out good spots to leg in, spotting those bull pullbacks or bear rallies. What time period of the chart you should be trading on, because you can also go in there. You can choose to have it show the chart you traded on, so 15 hourly, whatever, and then it separates. You can go in and see your results. You can go and see results on setup. So these are option setups, but you can see how you're doing on all your setups. And then you can splice it one more time and have it into setups and then time period. So charts, 15-minute, hourly, daily, whatever you want it to be. So it has a lot of functionality, and it's just great value. I mean, I love not having to enter my trades anymore because it's attached to my broker. So if I go in here, it's got the chart for me, where I entered, where I got out, and this was a bear call spread, so it just had to end up below 115, so ended up 18 cents below. Anyway, it's a great tool, and once you get trading live, so for you guys that are trading DT4X, this will be great because you can tie it to your broker. So if you're doing Hugo's Way or IC Markets, whichever they make you do, they didn't give me a choice. So I'm with IC Markets, but I know some of you are with Hugo's Way. No problem. What you do is you come in here, import trades, and they have every broker you can think of in here. So, I mean, I saw alpaca. That's on TradingView. I mean, a lot of these are. But they do have, Owanda. I know you're all familiar with that one. There it is. Ninja Trader, you're all familiar. It's got forex.com in here, I'm sure. Oh, I just saw Hugo's Way, I think. I swear I just saw it. Forex.com. They spell it out, forex.com. That's funny. Trade Station, everyone. Oh, there's T4. They do have MT4, MetaTrader 4. So that's where a lot of us will be pulling info in from. But yeah, so it has, Thinkorswim if you're an options trader. I use Tastyworks just because of the commission structure. It saves me a lot of money. But yeah, they have pretty much every broker, so you don't need to worry about that. And yeah, I mean, it totally automates everything, which makes it really nice. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions about this stuff. I realize sometimes I go through things a little quickly, and I'm trying to be better about remembering that most of you guys haven't been trading as long as I have. So some things I'll just assume, when you don't, and that's not your fault. That's my bad. So please reach out with any questions. That's what I'm here for, to help out. All right. Trade well, my friends. Talk soon.